Today's true story from the Bible comes from Matthew chapter 3 and Luke chapter 3. Jesus was the extreme miracle baby, but another baby born just a little while before Jesus was kind of a miracle too. Check it out. This is Zechariah and Elizabeth. Elizabeth was Mary's cousin. Yeah, that Mary, Jesus' mom. Zechariah was a priest. Zechariah and Elizabeth had prayed and prayed to have a child, but it hadn't happened. And as they got older, they figured parenthood was a dream that wasn't going to come true. Then, one day, Zechariah had a visitor. Think of the visitors who've shown up in other Bible stories. Any guesses who this one was? An angel. So this angel tells Zechariah Elizabeth is gonna have a baby named John, and he would do big things. John would get people ready for Jesus. And, fun fact, since Elizabeth was Mary's cousin, the baby would be cousins with Jesus. Anywho, the angel's message came true. Elizabeth had a baby, John, and he helped pave the way for Jesus to come and save people. John didn't reach people from a church stage. He preached in the wilderness. He wore camel hair clothes, and his food was locusts and honey. Whoa, he sounds like Survivor meets caveman. Hundreds of years before, Isaiah the prophet had said, "A voice will call from the wilderness, telling people to prepare for the Lord." John was a prophecy come true. He had one job to do: get people ready for the Savior to come. And he understood the assignment. John spread the news far and wide, like, "Okay, listen up. You've heard the Messiah is coming. Well, he's here. But you've got to believe in him and follow God if you want him to save you. That's the only way this works. If you're ever gonna change your ways, the time is now, friends." People believed John. They confessed sins and said they'd follow God, and John baptized them in the Jordan River. That's how he got his nickname, John the Baptist. The local religious leaders, aka Pharisees and Sadducees, wanted to see what this John fella was up to. These guys were a pretty big deal. But John? Not impressed. He called them a brood of vipers, focused on rules and traditions, but not on love. With all his preaching and baptisms, people started wondering, was John the Messiah? He said, "Oh no, that's the one who's coming after me. I'm not even worthy to untie his sandals. I just baptize you with water. He will baptize you with his Spirit." Man, did that guy have some serious faith. He really believed and wasn't afraid to shout it to the world. Later in his ministry, Jesus would say there was no greater man ever born than John the Baptist. John was great, but he knew Jesus was greater. John prepared the way for the Messiah, but Jesus was the Messiah. John told people they needed to be saved, but Jesus does the saving. And that makes Jesus the greatest person ever.